So Claire has been working with the 2 Minute Foundation since it was founded actually by Martin Dorey 7 years ago. And she has now recently, probably in the last 12 months, been working as their campaign coordinator. But I imagine many of you are familiar with the hashtag 2 Minute Beach Clean, which started from one man's despair at a plastic strewn beach in Cornwall after a storm many years ago, and has grown to have 800 beach clean stations across the UK. So it's a real testament to how micro actions of the many can have a real impact too. So hopefully we have Claire there.
Hi everyone, you've got me? You can hear me and see me?
So. Fantastic. Over to you, Claire.
Excellent. Oh, cool. All right. Well, thanks so much for the introduction. So, yeah, as Lou said, I've been kind of involved on the periphery of 2 Minutes since it very first started years and years ago. But I've been lucky enough to work there for the last year and a bit. So I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about who we are, what we do, and also how you can translate that into your own community action groups. So what I'm going to do is just share my screen with you. I've got a very short presentation. Don't worry, I'm not going to bore you. And there is going to be a little bit of audience participation, so listen out for that because I'm going to need your help with something halfway through. So my screen is just starting to share with you now. Can you see it? Should I see that you can see it? I can't see that you're seeing it yet. Bear with it. It's doing that little weighty circle spinny thing.
Yeah, we can't see it just yet, but it may be coming through.
It's all right, no worries. Okay, well, I'll crack on talking and then hopefully it will start loading at the same time. So the 2 Minute Foundation, you may well know us as the 2 Minute Beach Clean. That's kind of one of the campaigns that we run, but it seems to be the most popular one, and therefore it's the one that people know us by. And as soon as I say that we work for the 2 Minute Foundation or we're the 2 Minute Foundation, they're like, do you mean 2 Minute Beach Clean? And it's like, yes, yeah, okay, sure. It's the 2 Minute Beach Clean. So I'm sure you've heard of us. It started here in Cornwall, in Bude, and it is now, as Lou said, huge. We've got oh, hang on, sorry, we're unable to publish your video stream. Right, what does that mean? Let's try and share again and see what happens. Sorry. So we've now got 900 of our litter picking stations around the country, around the UK and Ireland, which is really exciting. So being in Devon, I'm sure you guys have seen these on your beaches and around Dartmoor, because they're not just beaches. We've got loads in Devon. In fact, there's 75 on the beaches of Devon, and there's a further 85 on the beaches of Cornwall. So you probably have seen one at some point in your time walking around the beaches or the lands. Right, I don't know if my screen share is going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the presentation. It's just some nice pictures, really. So it doesn't really matter. But we'll crack on with it anyway. So
like
it started in 2000. Oh, it's coming up.
You might want to then set it to show, to slideshow.
Oh,
you view slideshow.
I'm just doing that on my side.
Yeah. Brilliant. I'm turning off my mic.
There we go. Are we seeing it? Is everyone there? Yep. Great. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen now. I'm assuming you can. So started in 2013 and 14. So what happened was Martin was getting out of the beach after a surf, and he was walking through the huge amounts of plastic bottles on this beach, and he was looking around going, this is bonkers. Like, surely we can be doing something about this. And for those of you that don't know Martin, previous to this, he was an author. He still is an author, but he also did some TV shows. So he had quite a big following on social media. So all he did was put a little post out there and say, look, I've just come out the surf. I'm going to do a quick 2 minute beach clean and see what I can pick up. Who else wants to do one? And as they say, the rest is history, and it's gone bonkers from there. So as well as the social media, we work within communities, and we've got a massively global reach, which is really exciting. So we have followers of what we call our family from every corner of the earth. And if you check us out on social media, if you don't already, you will see posts on there of people doing beach cleans all over the place. It's absolutely fantastic. So as I said, we've got the 2 minute beach clean, but not just that. We've also got the 2 minute street clean, which is encouraging litter picking in urban areas and in cities. And we've got the 2 minute litter pick, which is parks and green spaces and canals and bits and pieces like that. So here we go. What is a 2 minute beach clean or litter pick? For those of you that don't know, One, you take a reusable bag, then you pick up litter, and then you log the finds in our app, and then you share it on social media to say, look at me, I've done a great beach clean. And then you let us know on the social medias too, and then we can talk about it for you. Simple. So these are the stations, if you haven't seen one. Gosh, that picture's a terrible resolution. Apologies for that. It's really blurry, isn't it? So these are the 2-minute stations that are all over the place. These 3 here are all the beach ones, but the litter pick ones and the street clean ones are the same, just slightly different branding. And one of the things that we've adapted in the last 6 or 8 months since COVID has come along and ruined everything for all of us. You'll see the bottom picture there. We've got a little sanitizer unit on our stations now so that you can still utilize the equipment and sanitize your hands before and after, just so that there's no problems with that kind of thing. So the app, I know I'm going through this really quickly, but you can find out all the details online. The app is really exciting. So it's a really simple app that you can get on any phone. It's free, and it works that you do your beach clean, you take your rubbish home, and you literally just put on there what you found. So it has a category for everything like plastic bottles, newspaper, whatever it might be. And you just say, oh, yes, I found 2 plastic bottles, 3 cigarette butts, 4 nurdles, and you submit it. And it's as simple as that. But what it means is we can then use that data to make absolute brilliant changes. So we can use that data to go to the governments and say, look, all of a sudden, this beach in Devon has started finding loads of nurdles. They've never found them there before. And we can try and work out why that might have happened. And then we can actually sort of go up the chain, and then it leads to accountability. And it's amazing. We've also had a few other brands that have been in touch with us and said, we'd love to know where it is that you find our products. A soft drink company, for example, got in touch and said, we'd love to know where you find our drinks bottles most. And we could tell them that information, and they can then go to those businesses that are selling that certain drinks bottle in that town and say, look, there's a problem with trash here. What can we do about it? So it's really, really, really good citizen science. And I encourage all of you, please, to download that app if you ever do any litter picking ever, anywhere, because it's brilliant. One of the new projects that we've started throughout lockdown is our 2-minute regeneration project. So it's super exciting. So we're not just about cleaning beaches and cleaning up the planet, although we do say we like to clean up the planet 2 minutes at a time. Part of that is cleaning up our atmosphere and helping on this journey toward a more sustainable future. And climate change is something that we have been focusing on quite a lot recently. We've been very, very lucky to be offered a patch of land here near Bude. We are going to plant a forest. It's as simple as that. So our new campaign at the moment is to get people to go out into the trees, into the woods, into the parks, into your gardens, pick up some native tree seeds, plant them in your garden, and then in the spring you can all come and join us at our forest and plant them in our forest. And it's going to be an amazing kind of 2-minute forest that we can just add to every single year until we've got a whole 2-minute forest, which is super exciting. I'm not going to go into more details on this, but follow us on social media. If you find our Instagram account, we've put loads of blogs out about how to actually do it. But it's so simple. All you need is a toilet roll and a seed, and then you can go from there, which is great. So here we go. The benefits of litter picking and beach cleaning and why it's so important during these times. This is an interesting one, and this is something that I think you guys can take into your communities. So people that already volunteer tend to also do litter picking, right? So if you maybe volunteer with a different group, you're kind of in the right psyche of volunteering, and you're kind of aware, I guess, more than anyone else. But what a lot of people that don't volunteer don't realize is actually why we litter pick. So funnily enough, I spent a year litter picking last year around the country, and the amount of times that people saw me beach cleaning on a beach with my litter picker in a bag, and they'd come over to me and ask if I was doing community service from the local prison, for example. I get that so much, not as much here in the Southwest. I think here it's a little bit more normal, but elsewhere around the country, you would be amazed at the attitude towards litter picking. And actually, as soon as you start to say to people, no, I'm doing this because I like it. I get something from this. I enjoy it. They go, really? That seems bonkers. But it's so true. So this is something that is really important to communicate out there. So we all know we've got happy hormones, right? So we've got serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. And these are natural chemicals that our brains produce and make us feel happy, hence happy hormones. But if we take this apart a little bit and look at how this relates to litter picking, you can get serotonin from walking in nature and from the sun, tick and tick. Dopamine by completing a task and celebrating small wins. Again, that is a beach clean in a nutshell. Oxytocin from altruistic or selfless acts, cleaning up the planet. Amazing. There is no better selfless act. And meditation. And those of you that do beach clean, I don't know if, I mean, I go into this weird, like, yeah, meditative state. I love it. I'm sure some of you will feel the same. And endorphins you get from doing exercise. So all of these things, all of these happy hormones are produced every time you go out and you pick up a bit of trash from your beach or your streets or your parks. And that sort of happy hormone cocktail at this time, during living in a lockdown and living during coronavirus and living with all of the uncertainty and all of the fear, is invaluable. It's so important that people are taking that 5 minutes a day to make themselves feel happy. And I can't stress that enough. I'm going to come on to it in a moment, but that was something that throughout the first lockdown we really focused on, and I'm going to give you some examples of that in a mo. So one of the biggest questions that we get asked is, can 2 minutes really make a difference? So just to peel this back a little bit, is 2 minute was created because there are so many people, aren't there, that do for example, community beach cleans. So, you know, Surfers Against Sewage do big community beach cleans. Marine Conservation Society do. Keep Britain Tidy Litter Heroes do. There are loads of organised cleanups and they are brilliant. But it doesn't suit everyone. And the difference with 2 minute is it encourages you to go out when you can on your own or with one other person if you feel like it, kind of thing. You know, there's no pressure, there's no group involvement, you know, so people that maybe do need to spend more time on their own can join in because they can just go along to our station and borrow the equipment whenever they like. You've got no one sort of watching you or judging you, or, you know, and that really appeals to a lot of people. But the other thing about that is it means that collectively more is being collected. So this is where the audience participation comes in, and I hope you'll just bear with me a moment. I was going to do a 2 minute participation-y thing, but I'm going to change it to 30 seconds. So those of you that are up for a little bit of fun, just for the next 30 seconds, what I'm going to ask you to do is some form of exercise for 30 seconds. I, for example, am going to do some star jumping. Depending on your situation, if you're sitting on a chair, you can do, I don't know, some like bicep curls. Is that what they're called? I'm not an exerciser, can you tell? Or if you want to do, some star jumps along with me, anything like that, right? So I'm going to put countdown here. I hope you can see this. I can't actually see what you're seeing on your screen, so I'm hoping you can see my countdown clock. I'm going to press start. We're going to do 30 seconds of star jumps, and I want you to count how many star jumps you do in that 30 seconds. Okay? Now, if you're wearing headphones and microphones, don't trip over your cables. Bear with us. 30 seconds. Time starts now. Okay, star jumps. I'm going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm holding the cable, sorry. 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 15 seconds left. 15, 17, 18, 19. 5 more seconds. 22, 23, 24, 25. And time is up. Beep, 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 beep. Everyone stop. Catch your breath. Get yourself sat back down and try and remember the number of exercises that you just did, whether it was squats, star jumps, tummy tucks, whatever you've just done, sit-ups, press-ups. Okay, so in that 30 seconds, think of all those happy hormones that we've just done. Okay, so we've done some exercise. So you've got your endorphins. We completed a task. So we've got that one done. And we probably feel pretty good right now, right? Because that was just a bit silly, a bit of fun. I did 25 of those. I don't know how many you guys did. Let's say some of you did 20, some of you did 30. So let's take 25 as an average, right? Whew, I'm out of breath. 25.
We've got some numbers
cool.
here.
I can't see them.
Do you want me to let you know,
it.
Claire? So we've in the chat, we've got everything from 27. The highest number I've got so far is 37. We've got 36 star jumps, 27. I think people have been really going for it.
Okay, so we've got 37 as the highest and me as 25. Yeah, so let's go for 30 as an average, right? So we just did 30 bits of exercise in 30 seconds. So if we did that exercise for 2 minutes, for example, yes, so we're then on to 120 bits of exercise. Now, if you imagine that 120 bits of exercise are 120 positive actions, in that 2 minutes of just silly fun time, then You just had 120 positive interactions. That's 120 times you're going to have happy hormones, 120 pieces of plastic that you've picked up off the beach, 120 seconds with a good friend, making them feel great and doing an activity together, whatever it could be. That is a huge difference. That 120, let's just assume maybe 20 of us just took part in that for a moment. I don't know how many of you actually did star jumps along with us. Let's say 20 did. 120 times 20 people, what's that, 2,400? So in that last little couple of minutes, we've done over 2,000 bits of good collectively right now. Done. 2,000. Imagine they are 2,000 bits of rubbish that we picked up off the beaches and the streets. That's 2,000. And it really, really does go to show that if everybody does a little bit, it's got a huge impact long term. So thank you for doing that with me. Well, I'm just going to whiz through because I know I'm running over time, aren't I? So as I mentioned earlier, 2 minutes of positivity. This was a campaign that we really focused on during the last lockdown, and we've started it again for this lockdown. And it's just about taking some time every single day to do what you need to do to feel positive. Now, I know that not everyone can walk to the beach during lockdown, and especially during the first lockdown when the rules were somewhat stricter, people were really missing being able to go to their beaches. But that doesn't have to be the way that you find that positivity. It could be listening to a song that you love. It could be reading your favorite poem. It could be phoning your best friend. Whatever it is, taking that 2 minutes every single day to think about yourself, to have that positivity is vital. If you would like to join in on this, please do follow us on socials, because we do put posts out every single day, little videos of us doing positive actions. And these are just some of the pictures that people got involved with of them doing their little positive actions during the first lockdowns, or doing things that make them feel great. There we go. So just to summarize, what can you do to get involved with us? You can do a beach clean or a litter pick. You can record your finds on our app. You can shout about it on social media. You could plant your trees and come and join us in our forest. And you can find the positives every single day. But if you do none of those, just take away from this that getting across the message that small actions can lead to massive changes is absolutely the one thing I'd love for you to take away from anything we've spoken about today. So if you don't follow us on social media, here are our hashtags. Please do find us. Please do join in with us, and look to us for a little bit of positivity in a time where actually it's kind of hard, isn't it, to find those good little bits. So I'm sorry I rushed through that really quickly. Hopefully you've been able to keep up, and I'll see you again soon.
Claire, that was a real welcome injection of energy. I think we're all feeling energized after that. And I'm impressed with the number of steps that everybody did. And it's just so good to think about that 2 minutes of positivity. When I think lots of people have been working from home, it's really intense just sitting in front of your computer, which a lot of us have been doing, even while trying to do community action from the desktop. So being able to do that 2 minutes of positivity and make such an impact, which we can on so many levels, is fantastic. So thanks. I really appreciate that.